Hello, hello, hello. This is I, a piece of toast in a suit, and welcome to Minecraft, specifically a private server with myself and other friends. This series will see me continue my starting house, but also build a little nation. I plan to actually have like a nation of like a few cities, see where that goes. Now, before we do any work, let us explore, the starting village. So my good friend Zam has been designing all these homes for some of the other people that are joining the server. He technically owns the server, so this is more like a server for his friends, This wasn't here when I last checked it. Oh, I thought it was going to be something... Oh, what's in here? Ooh, okay. Huh. I like this ship. It's pretty good so far. Unless it is done, in which case I like it. And then over here we have the community mine. Which is pretty nice. Especially when you go down here. Now, back over here, I want to show you my place so far. So I have, I call it a villa. It's not a villa. I don't think it even counts as a villa. But I'm making a modern wooden house. This is my starter house, by the way. When I go to actually build my nation, it's going to be far away from here. And after continuing to chip away at the hill behind me, I think it's time to start working on the house. So, let us get started. Now, before I show you inside the house, I'm also not done the exterior yet, but I'm mostly done. I made a farm for myself. Just mainly wheat. I also, okay, hold on. We'll get there in just a moment. Oh, wow, this is pretty developed. Wow, okay. I was gone for a couple days. So inside here we have what will be, I guess, living room A, living room B. I also did this with, glass panes to kind of add a bit more character in here. Over here will be the kitchen. Then we have my storage room, my dog Clumpy that Zamistan named. Up here, I will have an access way to the roof. Over here we have an access way to the bathroom, like I guess an office or bedroom of sorts, and then we have the master bedroom with this nonsense flooring I made. Now, the reason I was so surprised about this, and this looks really nice, is because Zamistan made the bridge, but I was continuing the pathway, for the sake of why not? What if I wanted to build down here, as in like way down here? So I thought I'd just start building the pathway and see where that goes. Oh wow, this was really flattened. Who owns this? This is really nice. Mr. Floosh. Okay. I really like this. In general, this is such a nice building in the area. Thank you, Mr. Floosh. The main spawn town itself has really developed. Like, I've explored there, that's pretty nice. Over here we have a statue, an amazing statue. We have homes that are now occupied by people, and another building over here. And more pathways? Okay, this was not here. Neither was this. Okay. I have more places to explore now, awesome. Ooh, this is really nice. All in all, a nice build. Oh wow. Oh, this is nice. I like the idea of feeling inside of a building when I'm not technically inside of a building. Or I am. Not much has changed over here. As far as I'm concerned, did anything happen over the river? Not by the looks of it. Okay. But there is one more street I want to go down. And that's the one leading over there. Again, this has come along so nicely. This has come along so well. I really like this one. This one confuses me. What is this? Oh! Oh, this fully developed into something. Actually, no, it didn't. I was thinking of the base over there. Who owns this one? Okay. I'm going to explore your house. We now have a pathway going over here now. Awesome. Ooh. What is this? Just a tiny park? Okay. I like it. Unless this leads to something. Nope. Just more road. Wow, we've had a lot of new people recently. Over the past 2 days, I've been off for at least 2 days. Now in total, this has been going on for about a week. When you saw me record at the very beginning of the video, that was day 1 when this launched. And now I think we might be on day 7 or 8, or I have no idea. But yeah, this has come along so well. I know I've said that a lot, but wow. Also, I just noticed this. Oh, okay. I was not expecting this, but yes, thank you. That's awesome. And now it's time to continue the exterior. I believe we are almost done. I mean, I say that, but really what we need to do now is just finish off the tiny bit of wall we have, and then the roof. So the idea with this part of the roof is that this is just going to gradually go up. It'll eventually meet over here. I didn't really come into this build with an actual plan. I'm just doing whatever comes to mind. So while the inside is still not done, I have finally finished the exterior, except for this window, like down here. So yeah, the exterior is finally done, and we have, again, a really gorgeous view of the town. Really nice being able to go through here. I still don't know what this room will be. Again, I just need to put in this window and fix up the floor and this wall a bit. But I'm thinking this could be like a little office or a guest bedroom. So now, what I plan to do is start working on the sky tram. This will lead right to where my mega base will be, and I have a design in mind. So thankfully, I have a bunch of concrete that I may or may not really need. We'll find out. I will definitely say that this build will not fit the theme of the rest of the town. Not at all. So before we do anything, I need to fill in the land a bit. So now I'm going to start with the outline. So now that we have the outline, the entire floor isn't going to cover up to where this is. This is literally just the outline. In fact, the back is actually going to go up diagonal a bit. I'll show you what I mean. Quick update, this is what I mean. I was thinking of breaking it out a bit farther and not having just like one per level. But the more I build this, the more this looks like a Pokemon gym from the outside. It really does. Now this may be the tallest building in the city, but that's for a reason. This is a sky tram. However, I am reaching the build limit of the sky tram though. Not of the world, I mean that would be a small world. I just came back from my vacation, well, to my hometown about 1 hour ago. The train back was hell. Anywho, we got a couple of presents. Out here we got a bunch of stuff from Zamistan, and I've already been using them. And then over here we have a present that I wanted to wait until I started filming to open. Let's see what's in here. Ooh. Oh, I just noticed that this was Canada colored, since I'm Canadian. Okay, cool. Wow. Oh, wow. Oh my gosh. That's insane. Thank you. Wow. Like, okay. My fan is off now, so my audio should be a lot better. So, let me show you what is new. I went on my friend's computer the other night while I was in my hometown, so that's when I saw this new stuff. So, for one, we have a massive pathway that goes really far. Also, I've been placing these here as pillars for basically the Skytram. I quickly got a couple of things, mainly for terraforming and whatnot, and building, I think, the Great Out Wall. The Great Out Wall. I know what I mean, but that did not come out coherent. And here we are at Amir's town, Bournemouth. And so far, this building is really nice. I really like it. And here we are. Finally. So, what I plan to have here is... Whoops, okay. Is I plan to have a wall all the way around my nation. I do plan to make a nation. And over here, it's going to be sort of a round tower, with this being a tunnel underneath it. So, as you can see here, there's going to be fields, and the first town is going to be called Ridgewell. It's sort of like a rural sort of farm town. Yeah, that's what I plan to go with. So, my vacation was extremely odd. I feel like anything that could have gone wrong did go wrong. And especially on the way back, when I got stuck on the train, our train literally stopped for like an hour. No explanation, nothing. Now, I'm not a fan of my hometown, so I was only there for about 9 days for the holidays. And whoops. I'll get that in a moment. So I was ready to head back. But like, we went at a snail's pace. I might actually cover this in another video, if I haven't done that already. But it was so frustrating. Like, the staff of the train just never checked in on us. It was horrid. I hated the entire experience. But back on to Minecraft. I first got into Minecraft about 2014, and I was part of this game show community. Like, we would host like Minecraft game shows. There was a lot of drama on that, especially as time went on, but we played stuff like Survivor, Big Brother, mainly that for a long time. It is 2 weeks later. I have started working on the road, and I'm on the way to my base, and I've just noticed that, okay. Huh, is this a communication tower? So now we are back in Ridgewell in the morning. Well, in-game morning. And as you can see, yeah, I've done a lot of work on these sidewalks so far. I just need to get more. So Ridgewell is not meant to be a big town. It's essentially like a rural, that word is always so hard. It's a country town. Whoops, I did not mean to do that. So what you see is basically the size of the town. I do plan to go a bit more modern in a different town, but right now this is where I plan to have, say, I don't know, a bar, the main train station. I believe I might actually have the Skytram end over here. And I plan to have a couple more, say, Victorian style, I can say a couple more, I haven't worked on any, Victorian style townhouses. So yeah, that's kind of where I'm going for with Ridgewell. Although it's really, really hard to do things when I keep getting booted. Oh god, it's like the 7th time in like 2 days. And again, I think? Oh no. Yeah, no doubt again. Why? I just want to do things. Yep. So far, no lag, no booting. It was definitely the VPN. So now I'm going to start terraforming. so far we've done a really good job. This will be like a stone wall. It's not a regular stone wall. I'm gonna be pretty nice and not basic, not bland. But I do plan to have a wall that spans from like one end way over there to at least over here. So over here is where I plan to have Victorian townhouses, which will be amazing. I normally build modern / contemporary, and yes, there is a difference between the two. I've done Victorian buildings a couple times a couple years ago, so it'll be great to try and do them again. Like, I'm so used to doing modern that the entire purpose of Ridgewell is actually breaking out of that comfort zone. Whether it be Victorian, whether it be rustic, that's the building style of the first town, Ridgewell. Now, I don't know if I mentioned this before, because I can't remember anything I say like 2 weeks ago. I got into Minecraft about 2014, where I was in a game show community, Big Brother, Survivor. If I had mentioned that before, I know I have not mentioned that I kept getting 3rd place. I think I am overcomplicating everything. In the very first one I played in, it was a Big Brother. I remember that specifically. I played Big Brothers for a while. And I managed to get to 3rd place just by telling weird stories. Just completely random stories. The issue was, I was really bad at competitions. So when we got to the final 3, I lost the final HOH and they just took me out. This was a common reoccurrence. I was notably really good at the social game, but really bad at challenges, and constantly kept getting 3rd. Because everybody knew I would not be able to win that final HOH. The first competition I ever won was Kawaii Vinny's Minecraft Survivor. I won't specify which season, I was on 2 of them. But the moment I won my first one, I managed to win about 4 others in the community, like in a row, one of which was a Survivor, where the first challenge split everybody up into the strongest physical and the weakest physical. My tribe was basically oolonged, if I remember correctly. As someone who does watch Survivor, I should know these terms. And I was the last person remaining. I was basically the Stephanie. And I managed to still get to the final 2, and I won. But there was a lot of drama with the jurors. If there was something that community was known for, it was a lot of needless drama. Oh, cobblestone, perfect. Due to the Minecraft game show community being very divided, like we used to be one big group, but slowly people left, made their own communities, and it was just, there was a lot of drama, there was a lot of drama, way too much drama. Where am I going? Alright, the blue path. Eventually, I got sick of both the drama and Minecraft for a bit. I played way too much over the span of a couple of years. Or 3. I don't remember when I had stopped originally. And so I stopped playing Minecraft for a couple of years. I came back around, give or take, 2020. Maybe 2019, and was just playing it on and off. So I mentioned that I was in Kawaii Vinny's Minecraft Survivor, but I was going by a different name at the time, and that was Toast Crumbly. Now I have plans for my own Minecraft game show. In the past I was a major perfectionist, and trying to do, say, Big Brother by myself, everything was overcomplicated, but that was years ago. This time, no Big Brother, no Survivor, we're doing The Genius. I've been binge watching that show. I'm halfway through season 2. And I love it. It is so good. So what I plan to do is make a Minecraft version where yes, there will be a major grand prize. I'm thinking $50 to start out, because it's a first season, I won't have as many contestants. Certain terminology will change only because this is Minecraft. Now, for those who don't know what The Genius is, it is a show from South Korea, which, again, I adore. 13 contestants basically enter, where they are tasked with doing two sort of games. Each episode is split up, into the main match and the death match. In the main match, that will determine who is immune and who is the elimination candidate. Whoever wins the main match will get a token of immunity. But if there is only one winner of the main match, they will get two and can give it to someone else. The person who generally loses the main match, and yes, there is a way to determine who loses the main match, will be the elimination candidate. Assuming there is only one elimination candidate, they are able to choose their opponent for the deathmatch. From there, whoever loses is eliminated. Now there is something else, and that is the garnets, basically. The garnets are worth real money. So in the show, each garnet is worth 1 million won, which is basically $1,000 US. By winning the main match, you essentially bring more garnets into the prize pool, but the garnets you win are yours. So say if, and I'm gonna go off just random names, Adam has 7 garnets, Sophie has 5 garnets, and they both end up in the death match. If Sophie wins and Adam is eliminated, Sophie is able to take all of Adam's garnets for herself. Now you may be thinking, what's the point? In the end, only one person will win and they'll just get all the garnets. Well, throughout some of these main challenges, or the main matches, sorry, you can spend garnets on advantages, major advantages. And sometimes in the death matches, having the most garnets gives you an advantage as well. I need to light this up. Oh no. I've moved on to the sides of the river. This might look, for now, I might dress it up later. I just also need to sort of finish it first before I can really dress it up. Think of what else I can do with this river. So I thought I'd show off Zamistan City Swindon before we end the video. Also, I now have an elytra. Yeah, no, these are really nice towers. I do plan to do a modern town, but not right now. We have done so much work on the terrain, and I want you to see the storage room. So Zamistan built this for me. Yes, I will make my own things. Terraforming up there is basically me. But he asked if I wanted a storage space, so yeah, he made this. Here's the map of the server so far, though. I've been placing down a lot of grass. I've been currently working on this section, and we have roads. Roads for days. This is going to be where my modern city is. And I'm sure Dram built a wall here because his kingdom, city, whatever it is over there. I'll actually show off everyone's bases. But yeah, no. This is where the main skyscraper modern city is going to be. I do plan to rebuild these buildings for the villagers and have this as their own little town. And then over here, whoops, I am out of rockets, is the first city that we're going to be building some things in today. So this is Dram's city so far, and I love this building. It looks so good. Oh, ooh. This building looks so good. I love it. Oh, he has buildings for his villagers. Oh, this is really nice. I need mud bricks. They look so good. This road is new? Okay. Oh, there's a thing up there. So we have San Felipe over here. And then this will be someone else's base, but whose? Not really much of an update since I saw this last, but I don't know if I shut it off before. Now that I have an elytra, we have a much better view of the spawn town. Everything looks really nice, especially for a spawn town like this. Oh, I see someone's building a road this way. There has been nothing over here, like absolutely nothing. So I'm curious if the person's going to continue the road and how far it'll go. I see more new roads.
when I was going over here, this road wasn't here before. In the last video, I showed off Zam's base. That's down this road. But this one, I'm curious what's down here. The answer is nothing. Oh, this is neat. Okay, I wonder who owns this place. I found Zam's base again. This isn't the city. The city is pretty close by. In fact, I should not be able to follow that road, I guess. I don't know where the city is, so I'm turning back. I found another base on the way back to Tostania. This is pretty cool. I like the color scheme. The elytra broke. Oh no. Oh, this sucks. I see something. Civilization. Okay. It wasn't that far away, thankfully. Please, please, please have another portal. I see the road. Where am I? This can't be Bournemouth. Can it? Also, high fire. Ow. What does this sign say? Moon Temple. Oh, okay. Oh, good. Another portal. Thank you. Alright, back to Ridgewell. Apparently, I was pretty close. Oh well. So now we're back. It's daytime. Let's get some wood and start doing more terraforming. I think I said wood. I meant dirt. Whoops. Now, as you can see, we have done a bit of terraforming, mainly over here. And that's because I do plan to put some buildings over here, but now I wanted to focus on making our first building. I plan to build 2 townhouses right here. Now we're just grabbing a little bit of everything, although a part of me actually wants to use sandstone, so I'll go and get some. Now, I will say while I'm building this outline, I took inspiration from a build from WBC Builds. As I mentioned in the last video, I haven't done Victorian too much compared to modern. So I'm just taking a tad inspiration and making it into my own. So now that the outline is done, let's get started. I had to quickly fix that. Now let's get started. Now what I'll be doing is I'm at least going to have 1 row of birch planks, but I want to cover this up. So my plan is to basically make a small garden, like so. Change of plans, we're doing sandstone now. So I'm really excited for what 2023 is going to bring. I have 2 conventions I plan to do. I'm visiting my hometown in April, and I'm releasing my game at the end of March. So after May, I don't know what I'm doing for the rest of the year. I'm probably going to start learning Unity, and so I can work on my next project. Whoops. I may need more sandstone. Admittedly, I'm not a fan of how close a bunch of other people are. It's really, really cramped. I would love to work on a platformer next, and at some point a Metroidvania. That'd be great. So what we're doing now is we're going to both townhouses. Whoops. And we're going to have this entire floor be spruce. There is enough room down there for us to potentially build a basement. And I don't mean like the 1 block. We can dig out this dirt and we can make a basement. For now though, I think 3 floors are fine. And there we go. There's the floor for the first townhouse done. Now on to the next one. And there we go. Hooray! It is really nice to have the first floor done all the way around the building now. So my idea here is to have windows and then the door. There we go. So the door will be over here that leads into probably the bedroom, considering this is a balcony. So yeah, I'd say this is going to be the bedroom over here. That doesn't look too bad at all. I like it. And now the windows are in. And with that, it's now done on the other side as well. So I looked online for like the outside of Victorian homes. And so I thought I'd do something like this. It sort of looks nice. What do you think? So I'm not exactly done this yet, but this is essentially where you can park your horse. And over here, I was originally going to make this sort of like a miniature parking lot for the townhouses and such before I moved it over there. And now it's a really nice flower field. Here is an aerial view of everything that we've done so far. Except for this building. This was not done by me. Zam, who I've appointed as my deputy mayor for Ridgewell, built this. I was surprised when I came on today. But yeah, this is going to be Town Hall. And my office will be up here. So now I'm making the floor plan for the inside. So what's going to happen is down here we're going to have the living room, and then a wall is going to open up into the kitchen and dining room, as well as a little pantry down over here, and that will happen for maybe both. Since I'm giving the other townhouse to Zam, I'm going to talk to him about his floor plan. And for the ceiling, I'm going to have dark oak slabs. All in all, this is working really well. Now I should finish the exterior first, but I suddenly got inspired to do the interior. Oh, I remembered why I started the interior. I wanted to know where a window would go in the back of the house. And now I have my answer. By putting the stairs here, I'll have the window above this bay window. Then over here is going to be the bathroom, and then over here will be the bedroom. Now ideally, I would have wanted a bigger space over here. And I just don't feel like moving the stairs. So what we're going to do is just turn this into a tiny sitting area. So here is the floor plan of the upstairs. So we have the landing, we have the bathroom, and we have the bedroom. Just so I can finish the exterior, I just built another window. I just got jump scared by a witch. Spawned right beside me. I was just on the verge of building the roof. Oh my gosh. I just heard the laughter. I turned, it was like right beside me. Oh, I need to take a breather. So, aside from being jump scared by witches and then pillagers happening, more pillagers are happening, I guess. Wow. I suppose I should help. Even more pillagers. Oh no. Now that that's over, back to work. And now that the outer wall is finally complete, it is time to start the roof. Finally. So the first thing that's going to happen is we're going to be placing sandstone stairs all the way around the building. Our next course of action is putting stone brick slabs along the stairs. We'll also be using polished deep slate slabs to make the roof. I've mentioned before that I was looking at a tutorial and that I was going to deviate and make the building my own. I've actually deviated quite a bit, and with the roof, I'm going to go a different path. This roof is actually starting like the one video, but it's going to end a different way. And finally, iron bars. We are finally done. The stupid townhouses. But hey, I'm really excited. Also, I need to place in the window there. The proper window. Woo! It took a small while, but I'm really pleased with them. We also have the town hall and a little flower garden. Now over here, someone left me a present. Totally get rid of this if you want, just wanted to say hi. I'll leave this up for now. And over here we have essentially what I was thinking of the beta for this wall versus what I actually have. Ignore this section. So I plan to have this all around my nation. Now, as I do plan to basically build the tower here, I now need to remove these. And now we are finally ready to build this tower, to have a proper entrance to my nation. But let's begin. I brought this out, essentially, so I can start placing accents. Like, what if we have something here? What if we have something here? And then we bring this up. Let's say we want this to be, I don't know, this high. I think that's a good height. Now, right now, this gives more of a mineshaft vibe, which is not what I'm gonna go with. So I have an idea for the ceiling. Something like this. So it kind of switches the theme a little bit. It may be a tiny reminiscent of the theme over there. Maybe, I don't know, that's kind of the vibe I get with the frog lights. But I know if I used essentially those, it could bring it right back to mineshaft. At the same time though, I am open to changing it. And this wall kind of brings the look together. I don't know what look I was going for, but it's not a boring tunnel. That's all I cared about. Now, the tower walls, I have an idea. What if I did something similar to what was inside the tower? I could kind of bring that together. A part of me has an idea that may just work. So instead of going even higher with these bricks, except I do plan to go... Whoops. At least that high, because why not? I could use just regular stone. Maybe that'll look good. We'll find out. I think this looks decent, but I'm going to remove these and just make that stone. This way it's not too odd. This could be better. Like that. Yeah, I'd say that's better. I'll just leave this glitchy block right there. So I've done a bit of work connecting this wall to what will be a sort of walkway that connects to the tower. It's sort of hit and miss for me, but I don't think it looks too bad. Now, I will say, the wall will basically be right angles. I just didn't feel like fixing that. Whoops. But so far, it does look nice. I do approve of this. And with this, I'm going to take a break from the wall. We'll come back to it in future videos. Also, I will be finishing the Skytram, just not in this video. I do think it's time we sort of put something here. Something to make this not look flat and bland. So what I'm thinking is I'm going to move the sheep, because I'm going to build a farmhouse over here. Have a miniature sort of farm here. Little road that goes over there. And then we can kind of spruce this up into a park, take down this wall, and sort of connect that and the portal together. Also, since this is my official flag in nation states, I'm going to have this be the official flag in Tostania. So I've decided that I'm going to move the flag up here. I do need proper scaffolding. I am almost done with the flag. Thankfully this hasn't been too hard or difficult. I just need bamboo for proper scaffolding reasons. But yeah, with this, we should almost be done. I plan to place the candles on top, just so no mobs will spawn. I just now need to light them. Whoops. I didn't think that far ahead. Our nation finally has a flag, but me doing the wavy thing may have made it look a bit cursed and not exactly what I wanted to go for. Whoops. But hey, we'll leave it here for now, and then I can always fix it up later. So now we have a bit of the shape. So let's just connect the road over here. It will not be completely cobbled deep slate, it will transition into stone, unless I decide on an alternative. So far everything is coming along well. The transition, I was unsure of it, but I'm starting to like it. It's coming around on me. So I went back to my starter house to get more gravel, and it occurred to me that I need to put more fences up there. I'm gonna do that quickly. There we go. Much better. Why didn't I think of that? Whoopsie. I will just quickly do this and then fill the road in. Okay, this is much better. Now we can actually begin on the structure. And here is a tiny update on the farmhouse. So I'm gonna have 4 different animals here, and also I'm pretty sure there are mobs underneath here. I thought I lit everything up, but I guess not. In general, I'm gonna have things kind of like this, have carpet on here so I can just hop on over. And then over here, just for a little bit of why not, some fence. Yeah, I'll see you when I've done all 4. Change of plans. Instead of having the stone wall up here, I did more spruce fence because it just looked better. And when you try to combine 2 different kind of fences on the same sort of horizontal plane, there's a gap, and I plan to have chickens in here. So that didn't work out. I'm still keeping the stone brick walls over here, and I do plan to change the floor to wood. But yeah, I think this looks a lot better and is a lot more efficient. Side note, there doesn't appear to be any mobs down here, so I'm guessing that the mobs are on the other side of the wall. Makes sense. So I have an idea of what I want to do for the roof, and I'm hoping I can pull it off. This doesn't look too bad so far. Nope. This, again, does not look bad. I'm actually quite pleased with this. Please don't. I'm just building my roof. Please. Oh no. Ah! Oh no. I am pleased to announce that the roof is finally done. Hooray! Let us get down here. I just have a few things to finish up and then we'll be done. And with this, the barn is now complete. Well, not really a barn. Whatever you'd call it. So now we are going to work on this little park. I have an idea for a little pavilion. Gonna plant trees. In general, it's time to make this area not flat and boring. So after a little bit, I am back and the pathway is now done. I even have a tiny bit of a park entrance. Yeah, I'll just fix up this in a little bit. But yeah, this is a lot better. So now I'd like to actually begin on the pavilion I mentioned earlier. Now that everything is here, yeah, gonna have a pavilion here and a small playground over here. But I am going to work on the pavilion first. My plan is 9 this way, and then 17, if I can, that way. I think that'll be good. Okay, that was wider than I expected. I had to place more dirt. But hey. Yup. Again, this will be now smaller than I expected, but I still have a plan. I'd say this is a good floor, and I even started on the size of the jungle gym, which actually will be extremely small. Whoops. Oh well, pretty sure I can fit something in here. So let's begin the structure of this small pavilion. And now, it's finally complete. Made some tables, have some nice benches. And this is really added to the park. And now it's time to bring our attention to this jungle gym. This all looks really good. I'm really happy with what I've done so far. Before we really do anything else, we are going to build an XP farm. So, the XP farm itself is going to be underground, so this way we can have a nice frame above it. I don't know what I'll put on top. And helping me out is Zam, or Zach, whatever he wants to be called. I will ask him. He said either, doesn't matter, Zam or Zach. Okay. But yeah, he's been helping me out a lot, and I really do appreciate it. Oh, that's dark again. So with the farm done, thank you, Zam. It is time to build the building on top. The tiny update, this is what I have so far. It's an entrance. Yep. So inside, I plan to have stairs going down into where the farm is. Not really the farm-ish. Maybe. Words are hard. And after a while, the stairs are done. Going down here, we have a little room that I'm gonna quickly finish. And then this is the original room that Zam built for the farm. So with that done, let us continue with the structure of the building. So after a while, this is what we have so far. I think it's a really nice building. Especially since the only purpose is to be an entrance to the farm. And I really like the floor. The floor is so nice in a nice like zigzag pattern. So yeah, I'm gonna finish this building a bit later. But I think it's time we start preparing for the buildings I was originally gonna start doing this episode. And as I go to make a map, Friendo has spawned a warden. Or brought a warden to my town hall. Oh no. I'ma just back away. And there Friendo goes, potentially being brave. I was meaning to place the rest of my map. Why you do this? I mean, side note, I got the jungle gym done. Let's go check that out while the warden just takes over my office. Yeah. Jungle gym is done and I am pleased. I didn't do it last episode because I needed to finish the episode. And despite it only being tiny bit over 10 minutes, I was recording for quite a bit last episode. But back to the matter at hand. The warden. Also, I need to make myself netherite stuff. I can do that after this. Yeah. In the lobby. There you go. I'ma just go in as well. Oh, there it is. Let's do this. We can do this, maybe. Oh, well, he can't. Oh no. How am I still alive? I can't see. Why? Ah, I'm on fire now. Oh no. Well, thankfully I'm healing now. No. Yeah, I'm thankful I have... Oh! Cool! Mine. Victory! And I need to find out where on earth these go. Oh, that's top. That's there. Okay, so this is... Looks like we're fighting another one. I'm a heel. Where? One of the offices? He can be the mayor. It has to... Ah! Oh! My office. No! I refuse. I'm not giving up my seat. Come on, I'm gonna take you down. Okay, hold on. I need to heal. Ah! Oh no, my stuff! I have to go back and continue the fight. Obliterated. Yeah, basically. Okay. I really need to get netherite stuff. We're doing that right after this, by the way. Oh, okay. Okay. Well, in that case, let's find my netherite. Ow! If I can see anything. Oh, well, apparently now we can kill him again. Wait, my netherite armor is right there. Okay, let's just do this. Ow. Take this. Ow, pain. Ow. Oh, wait, no. Ow. Ah. Hooray. 2 wardens in 1 episode. Huzzah. Anyway. Election happened. Apparently I get a present. Ah! Netherite! My present for spawning a wither. A wither. Oh god, that would have been terrible. A warden. Thanks, friend. I'll place that right there. Oh, cool. Upgrade. Awesome. Well, in that case, and I'll wait until I have ones that are enchanted. That's awesome. Thank you. And now I've decided to put on netherite armor. Just in case this happens again. What? What is going on? Hello? This is my pet. Does your pet have a name? Mr. Booby, of course. Your pet is great. What are you doing with that sword? What are you doing? Okay. No longer holding the sword. But yes, this is the map of Ridgewell so far. So far we've done a lot of really, really nice stuff. And hilariously enough, this actually covers the entirety of Ridgewell perfectly. Because I was having the borders pretty much where the borders of the map were for the town. So that works really well with me. Never mind. The pet was killed. RIP. At least the pet will have a memorial plaque. What will you write? In honor of Mr. Booby, the pet dolphin. At least Mr. Booby's family will know of what transpired here. How thoughtful. Rest in pepperonis. I guess I will say something first. Mr. Booby was a great member of our society. When I was 13, he saved me from a falling tree. I remember his efforts to protect everybody from the wardens. Ah, an axolotl! He was best friends with my horse, Rodrigo. They graduated high school together. Well, that's my eulogy. Does anybody else have something to say? This is Mr. Booby's replacement, Mr. Booby 2. Oh no. Well, so much for RIP. You've been replaced. Never forgetty. Or do, since he was replaced in the span of 5 seconds. Yeah, he looks happy. Absolutely perfect. Does Mr. Booby 2 do taxes? Indeed. Well, indeed to the assistant at least. But does he do taxes? Aw. As we experience pain, and nothing but pain. Well, time to leave. Let Zach mourn. Aw. Poor Zach. I should really decorate this office. Should I trust this? Probably not. Well, the armor's off. They entered my office. Okay. Oh no. I'm no doubt going to be killed. Yep. Rip to me. Or not extreme enough in this economy. More like a coop of chickens. So, on to the office. Let us start with a filing cabinet. So the first thing I'm going to do in this office is make a nice... Oh wow, that's smaller than I thought. Maybe I needed slabs. But I'm making a filing cabinet. This better? Yes, okay, this is so much better. And so on the ends, I'm gonna do this. Nice trapdoors. Okay, what else are we missing? We are missing signs. Whoops, that's not what I meant to do. And I'm still doing it. What's wrong with me? Okay, how do I... This? No. How do I sign? No? I'm doing a struggle. So, I place the signs first. Ah, perfect! That's amazing. Okay, that's how we do things. So, I also built a little rail. It does make my office seem a bit smaller, but whatever. We're doing a corner desk now. Let us build this desk. I say I would go up to here. Why not? So let's just build this over here. Or maybe it can go over here instead. How's that? I mean, yeah, that's still nice. But I might actually bring it out that one part further. Yeah, and then from there, we'll get, oak logs. And build ourselves a nice seat for whoever decides to come visit me. Ah, there we go. Whoops, I don't mean to type anything. Also, to go on top, I could have that higher, but nah. I have trapdoors. Ah. Oh, not what I meant to do. Yep. Perfect. Feel like it is missing something though. Otherwise it's just a regular desk. I'm not entirely sure. And perfect. This is not what I was planning on. I was thinking maybe a computer, but I don't know how to do a computer without a wall up here. But hey, I have myself a little chair. Aha! I do have an idea for this corner though. So this is basically a shelf for more things, and under here will be bookshelves. I know there'll be a little gap over here, but that's on purpose actually. Although it doesn't need to be. I could make stairs. You know what? That might look a tad better. Have this, and then have the books underneath. Yeah, I think it looks a lot better, and then I can just put stuff on the shelf. And now we are done. I was just getting some sand when I lost Rodrigo, my horse. There you are. Okay. I have some sand, and I have gunpowder. Let us head back. Don't worry about it. So this is someone else's town. This is New San Felipe. This was made by the guy who put 2 wardens in my town hall last episode. But yeah, it's a nice developing town. I also have an apartment up there. I don't remember which floor it is. I think it was 5? But we should design that sometime. A little flash forward for a second. So, I was meddling with OBS settings to basically try and have the game and my own audio on different tracks. This caused no Minecraft audio for about a video and a half. But now it is it is fixed by the time I have this flash forward. So I'll let you know when we're back. When we're at that point where I fixed the Minecraft audio. And now we are back in Ridgewell. So when daylight comes around, I will reveal our next plan. It has to do with this over here. So we are back in Swindon for a moment as Zach has basically built a bunch of plots and I was able to choose some. Choose one. I'll show you the 3 options. By 3 options, I mean the 3 that I was personally choosing from. This is the first one. Also, it's all overgrown to make it seem abandoned. That's on purpose. So this is the smallest of the 3, but it has the longest river line and a potential jogging sort of path that we can make between myself and other neighbors. Number 2 is the medium plot, and it's the only one, aside from that one, I guess, whoops, that's facing the river. It's a shorter river line because it's not a corner plot. But yeah, this is the biggest plot, number 3, but it has no access to the river. I had decided to go with this one. There's a lot of potential here. It's already flat, and I could easily build, say, an infinity pool or some sort of river that passes through here, maybe a tiny pond. Yes, this will be my vacation home that I will build next episode. Now, before we work on this, which will be a subway entrance, I'm thinking of ideas for street signs. I'm not too sure about this one, because I don't think it fits the theme that well. I mean, I wasn't done this, I just thought I'd look at it and be like, will this work? Also over there, I am fixing that, don't worry. This one's good enough. I'll keep this one. Now, I might change out some things for other deep slate stuff, like maybe the smoother deep slate, not just bricks. But I'm not too sure at the moment. Actually, I am sure. I want to try something. Because what if I just replace these two? Bring something else to it. Alright, I'll keep it like this. And with that, we have our first official street names. Sycamore Street and Elmwood Route. Maybe Elmwood Avenue. Maybe. I've gone with Hawthorne Lane instead. Perfect. So now it's time to move on to this. The subway entrance. And honestly, while I'm at it, I'm going to build underground as well. But we will not connect the subways just yet. Thus we begin the entrance. So far everything is going good, although I don't have brick slabs. So I guess I spoke too soon. I wonder if this even looks good. I'll find out in a bit. I hope so. It looks odd, but I'm gonna still go with it. Why not? A tiny update. I'm still unsure about this entire thing, but I'm too committed to turn back now. To help the flow of this, I have an idea, and yes, these will be covered up. The lights will. And I'm hoping this works out, because if so, this will look really nice. If not, oops, then it won't. Only one way to find out. Also, I'm thinking of going spruce and dark oak slabs for the ceiling of this room. I think they'll look really nice. It adds to it for sure. It doesn't look bad. And regarding the deep slate, I plan to have that for the ceiling as well. Going more in an upside down V shape like in a lot of other buildings. Well, I don't think I have an example. Oh, there's the example. Like that. So now let us work on the roof. When it comes to the roof, I only really need to showcase the brick on the outside. Everything else I'm filling up. And honestly, while I don't need to, I can just have an empty room with a bunch of torches. I don't know. This is just what I'm going with. And with this, we should be done the exterior. So let's head on down. Okay. I should have expected that. And here we have the outside of the subway. I think it fits the theme. A little bricky like this building, and yes, I am gonna fix this. We're doing it this video. But yeah, I'd say it's good enough. But I feel like future builds I do in this city should be less brick. Otherwise, this is just a brick town. Definitely combine a lot of different themes, and not just brick central. But now we should get on to the interior. So first and foremost, we are doing the ceiling. I'm thinking a standard strip will be good. I do this a lot with flooring, but I think it'll be good as a ceiling. Whoops, don't mind my inventory. Or do, your life. Okay, I think that fits well. And now we have the digging process. I will see you in a bit. So, I've decided to have stone brick and polished andesite stairs. I'm also, because this is going to be the standard subway for a lot of places, I'm going to introduce concrete. It's not Victorian, yes, but only the town is Victorian, right? When it comes to the subway station, it's going to be concrete in every single one. I will come back and redecorate this. Maybe add some red or blue or something, stylize it a bit. But yeah, this is what I have so far. So I'd like to show you what I have done so far. We now come down into essentially where, I don't know, ice or rails or whatever I do is going to be right here. I'm not going to put the wool here until I am completely done over here. However, I'm going to take a break from this and move on to something else. The first something is fixing this. The second something is putting a roof on this building. And the first something is now done. So now let's make a roof for this building. And now the roof is done. Hooray! So the third something is essentially finishing the sidewalk on the bridge. Aha! Oh no. And that's another thing done. Now, I was meaning to mention this last episode, but Zam asked if he could build something here. I'm like, sure. He built me sewage. Not just anyone's sewage, his own. His city is dumping sewage into my rivers. Poor fish. I adore what we've done with Ridgewell so far. Looks really nice. Let me get a better view though. Yeah, this town is really nice so far. And I actually have 2 more builds planned for this video. At some point, I do want to start on the capital city, which I've named Somerset. And another plan I have is to completely move this village. And the villagers are still alive, that's good. They will be moved over here. I will be clearing out pretty much all the trees. But that project will not be until next episode. Next episode, we will take care of at least part of the subway, connecting wise, as well as completely moving all of the villagers into the space, just to get a better view. Like over here. Other stuff we have planned will be a nice restaurant. I don't remember what's over here. It's been a while. Oh yeah, the clinic and the police station. Over here should be the hospital. Yes, and then we have a fire station down there and a small apartment building. Now, I may have some plots here so people can build their own homes, Victorian era style. But I also have some space over here that I plan to basically give out as plots as well. Over here, ouch. Over here will be the grocery store. And then up here will be our next 2 buildings of the video, the post office and the bar. Now in my schedule, I did have a few more videos of us working on Ridgewell, but I'm bumping up moving the village in priority and starting on the capital city because I'm definitely a lot more used to modern and I'd like a little break to work on something else. But Ridgewell will not be abandoned, naturally, because that would suck. And again, I do have a lot of plans. As for this area, what you see here, this is outskirts. So an idea I have, maybe some wheat fields. I will basically cover this up and make this a little campground. I don't know when I'll get to that, but definitely soon. I also plan to continue the wall, and after making the wall, I'm no longer having the curvature. Everything will be 90-degree angles because of my plan. But yeah, that's a little summary of what I have going on. So it's been some time, and I'm ready to show you what I've done so far. So we officially have streets. We have Cabanela Street, Elmwood Route, Hawthorne Lane, Layton Avenue, and Sycamore Street. But even better, I've done some work. So let me show you a bit of what I've done. So every corner now has the beginning of a signpost like this. I've also planted some trees. I've continued Layton Avenue. My plan over here is that I'm going to have an apartment building. I also finished this area, so it's no longer a hole. And I also finished the road on this street, Elmwood Route. I'm pretty sure I've done a couple other really small things, but I don't remember because I've been really focused on expanding the road in our capital city, Somerset. This has taken a while, yeah. And terraforming this will be really annoying. I forgot to place something here. Hold on. And welcome back to the point where I have fixed the Minecraft audio. It has been, give or take, 3 or 4 days since the last clip. I had been working on and uploading other videos, such as the new Slime Rancher DLC. And because I was working a lot, and I mean a lot, on the roads for Somerset, the capital city, I wanted to give myself a break from Minecraft for a couple days at least. But now we're back, and now we're going to be working on the bar. So a couple others are now working on a railroad. I told them to kind of have it go underground for my subway, and what I'll do is I will have a subway connecting my cities, instead of going around the world like I was originally planning on doing, which, to be fair, would have required a lot of TNT. But no worries. I'm starting to wonder if it was a good idea of having the bar here and the post office there, or if I should actually switch them. I might actually switch them, assuming there is more room on here. Yeah, there is. Okay, I'm switching them. Okay, so I extended the bar a bit, and because this will just be a post office, it's just going to be a tiny building that's connected, like full-on connected to this building. So maybe I'll do a similar style for the post office. Maybe. I'm hoping this design works. There's only one way to find out. So, in the back of the bar, this area will have no windows. I mean, this part will, but not this part, because this is where essentially all the materials are going. I'm probably going to brew potions that I can sell to people, maybe. Honestly, why not? I think it'd be fun. And then in front, I will have a bench. I mean, this area is small, so I'll probably still have a bench or something where people can drink outside. Maybe a table. I had the idea of doing this, but I never really planned out how big this area would be. Whoops. So I was seeing the homes already built in Swindon that other people have done, and I do plan to do my own vacation house next episode. But I was sort of given the idea by Zam to start a horse dealership, because I was telling him as I was seeing his progress on his mansion, hey, you should build one. And he kind of just uno'd, like, no you, me. And it's like, you know what? Yes, that's a good idea actually. I will build a horse dealership, because I will not drag poor Rodrigo all the way to Swindon, which is pretty much across the actual whole world map. That would just be cruel. You know, if I made the post office go, say, over here, I could add stairs that go into like a mini motel. Yeah, I could actually do that. So it may be in my best interest to actually make the buildings relatively similar in style, at least. I'm not entirely sure on this design though, so I think what I'll do is, instead of having them look like a chain, which the moment I said that, I kind of like the design a bit more now, I could have this entire top row just be, I don't know, not interrupted. I'll test it out in a bit anyway. I don't know, this doesn't look too bad, because it also is a good way to separate the oak from the birch. Now unfortunately it's not like that in the back, because oops, but that's a really easy fix. So now I'm going to start on the first floor of the post office building, because now I'm convinced that I should actually do that idea of basically making an upstairs motel. I decided to incorporate some brick just to spruce it up a bit. I really don't think that's a bad idea. And I could probably use some slabs out here just to, again, incorporate more of that brick. But a part of me is wondering if the wood actually fits or if I should go with a darker wood. Like, again, dark oak, because why not? Okay, so yeah, I said I was going to do a similar style and kind of went completely different. But it works. It's different. Very different. That's for sure. We now have a ceiling inside both the bar and the post office, although I might need some more light. I'll make proper lighting when I go to actually decorate this for real. By decorate, I mean the interior. And I've also placed all 3 buildings, well, yes, buildings, on the map. So this will be the Silver Gauntlet Tavern. The motel upstairs is the King's Refuge Motel. And this is just post office. Now up here, we have no safety at all. And over here will basically just be the motel. Who needs safety? Not I. So the King's Refuge Motel offers about 4 rooms, a bathroom, and a little kitchenette which I will put at the very end. But now it's time to go to sleep. So it's later on in the day, a few hours later, and apparently the metro is done? Ow. Ow. Ah! So it is! I'm down there right now. Ah, that's so nice. And over here we have the railway itself. It's really good. So yeah, when they were planning it, I'd asked if they could go underground. Oh! Oh, I see what they did. Yeah, this is really cool. I love it a lot. I will have to light this up more though. Oh no. Thank you, Mark, for working on this. I think Sam also... things! I think Zam also worked on this, in which case thank you, Mark and Zam. So all we have to do left is work on the rooms themselves, especially the walls, the lighting, and the roof. So I'm gonna place at least part of the roof at the moment. The post office and the tavern are now furnished. So let's go see the new post office. Here it is. We have some nice benches. I'll probably put a potted plant up here. And we have a desk. And this is where all the mail goes. Just these 4 chests. We don't need any more. So yes, this is now the post office. Let's go see the tavern. Okay, here we go. Yes, we now have a finished tavern. Some nice booths. We have bar stools and a nice bar with shelving that I can put things on. So yes, we finally have finished these, well, places. I'd say buildings, but it's all one building. And I'm really happy about it. A little update. This is what I have so far for the entrance. I'm going to have a little design in here. And I'm kind of unsure of what I'm going with or how high these are going to go. But I'll figure it out. There's something I'm curious about trying, and it's all to do with these stairs. I'm just mainly curious if I can pull it off. It doesn't look too bad. Yeah, I'll go higher with this. Yeah, I'd say that's a good height for the first floor. Yeah, I'm going with this. So, I began to get more concrete for the build, as well as other materials I needed. Don't worry about the forest. I was able to do more work on the house. I liked what I had. I was unsure if it was going to work. So I started working on the deck. I really liked what I did with the logs, so I continued it for the deck. At this point, I continued the pool. I experimented with what I wanted to do, and I feel like it worked really well. I then decided to try something else out for the deck, and I finished the entryway. Hello, it is now a couple of weeks later. So in between the last clip and here, I went to a really nice convention in Toronto. That was really nice. Met up with friends, met new friends. In general, I had a lot of fun. And so something I didn't expect was that a lot of the footage I had recorded of Minecraft was suddenly gone. You're going to see stuff that I legit had recorded, and I cannot find the footage for the life of me. I had started on the village, basically. And that's what's really shocking. Because I don't know, I recorded building, Zach had helped me build another building, and I even went over the footage, but it's nowhere to be found. So there goes what could have been edited down to maybe 7 or 10 minutes, kind of gone. Now I need more content for the video, you know? So welcome to where downtown will be. Yes, we will get over there in a moment. So this block will basically be regular Victorian downtown buildings. I plan to also have a building here as well, and then a few buildings, say over here, but this is essentially where Ridgewell will end, over here. And so over here, don't mind this, I'm not done yet, is the village. Well, sort of it's more of a district. It was going to be its own little town, but now it's a district called Bedwick. So, yes, I actually had like a lot of footage. If I can actually find it, I will replace this clip. If not, then you know it's lost forever. But yeah, I built this for the villagers, which Zach had kidnapped a lot of them from the village over there. Zach then built me this trading building, essentially. I can trade with villagers. Huzzah! Something else you may notice is that the forest is gone. I had asked for help, and Zach clearly used the world edit, because aside from, well, how straight this was, there was no lighting underneath. At all. Period. So yeah. So yes, welcome to Bedwick, which will be filled with buildings. And more proper lighting. And yes, this will be done. So comments I made during those clips was that when I was starting, because of the iron bars, this was looking more like a cemetery. So I wanted to try and alleviate that. That's why this is, well, not stone brick. I plan to have foliage. Yeah, you can hear all the mobs underneath. I will not at all, period, go there to show you. Actually, screw it. Hello? Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. No. Oh, that was dangerous. Another update. Before we get to Somerset, we now have the beginnings of a camping site. So I decided to start a forest. Just casually start a forest. I need to cover these up, like I have over here. And over here, I have completely terraformed. Ignore the TNT. I had completely terraformed where this campsite will be. I did start using TNT to basically blow this away so I can connect this, well, you know, this area and over here. Because, I don't know, it's more flat. The first update on Somerset, I have a road going here now, and everything is a lot more flat. Where the bridges will be, I don't know if I discussed the bridges yet, but I have bridges now. Oh, well, hi leg. I'll actually show you. I plan to actually build proper bridges, but I at least wanted where the bridges will go, at least. And then I have these walls just, you know, here, because why not? You know, why not, really? And over here is a proper boulevard. I had debated putting Parliament over here, but I think it's going to be put... I need to check. So I needed to check the Elytra. I'm going to have Parliament somewhere over here. So this is a lot of work I've been doing over the past few weeks. This road, really anything Somerset related, has taken forever and a lot of resources. Also, my flint and steel broke. That's why these are still here. I plan to make more. But I lost track of where my gravel is, of all things. So I'm on my way to Swindon. I would take the Nether, but due to server issues, thanks to Shockbite, I believe was the name of the host. Yeah, we've had some issues. That's actually why it's taken a couple weeks for me to do an update. But also because of this, the Nether has now had to be reset, so we don't really have a nice Nether hallway anymore. And probably won't for at least a couple days. I don't know where I am. Oh, thank you. So now we're in Swindon, and I wanted to give you a proper update on basically my vacation house. I have not worked on it since you last saw it, basically, but I essentially have a living room here, a tiny rec room here. I'm thinking of like a little pool room, and not like a pool. I'm talking like billiards. And then we have the kitchen dining room combo. This house will be 2 stories, but yeah, I was debating whether I should actually do what I said I was going to do and finish this in this video. And because I'm here, I feel like I might as well. Essentially, before we do anything else, I will now finish this house. I think this looks good. Time to put windows everywhere. So I'd like to take a bit of time to discuss some things. So at this point in time, I've turned 28, and my focus has been on other things, especially my upcoming game. I've also returned from my hometown yesterday, where I was gone for 11 days, and my mom has been doing a lot better, which I am extremely grateful for. The last time I was there, it was very stressful, so I'm happy that things are turning around for the better. Now, it has come to my attention that Season 1 will be ending soon, so with regards to YouTube, I do plan to focus a lot on Albatross MC to make sure my projects for the town get finished. So for the remainder of the season, I will be planning to change my capital city's name to Tostopolis, so this way I can use the name Somerset for next season. I do plan to do as much as I can to both Tostopolis and Ridgewell. Also, when Season 2 starts around July, you may still see Season 1 episodes uploaded, as I may spread them out so my channel isn't just Minecraft. So, for projects I do have to abandon, I had a Hollywood... Hold on. So, for projects I have to abandon, I had a Hollywood-esque city planned that will now be in Season 2. I had a Canada-themed city planned that will also be a Season 2 project. If I can, I may do more in the subway, but there's honestly at this point no promises there. I do have a plan B if I can't finish the subway. As for other Season 2 plans, I will discuss them closer to the end of Season 1. I'm still debating on a couple of things. So an update, I've done a bit of stonework. Over here will be a little bit of foliage. So this building will be an apartment building. And I was expecting this building to be bigger when I was making the outline, but I have a bit of room left. So my idea is to build a cafe that is connected to the apartment building, to the first floor. That's also connected to the streets. So I'm going to say somewhere over here will be a parking lot at least. Well, a place to park your horse. I have an idea of what I want to do for the first floor at least, because I know what I want to do in general for the building, but I want something different for the first floor in terms of design. And thankfully I made the building long enough to do it. Or maybe I'm an idiot. My original plan actually works well with this, and I'm going to assume something underneath here is not completely lit up. So on 2 corners, I'm going to have a black pillar. I wouldn't say a complete pillar. Just like that. So on this corner and then the corner way over there. Well, this isn't good. Please don't do anything. It's very glass oriented. There's way too much glass being used here, which is not as good on my resources, but I plan to have at least a couple more floors before I finish it off. Also, while I'm making more glass, I will be working on the interiors, just not this episode. Maybe, depending. You might see one interior. I don't know yet. I was thinking about it, whoops, and I think it would be good to make this a commercial building instead. And the next building we work on beside this will be the apartment building. And now what will be the final floor? Because otherwise I'm going to need more glass. I actually should not destroy that piece of glass. Okay, good, I think I caught that. Now you may be wondering about that entire other half over there. I need to make the cafe first before I really know what I'm going to do with the back wall. So after I'm done this, I'm going to work on the cafe. So this is what we have so far. I think it looks really nice. I like it. So now I'm working on the cafe, and I have an idea for it. It may not be realized yet, but I still have an idea, and this will be the size of the cafe. So essentially, I will have the apartment building over here. You're able to enter the cafe, but you're also able to enter the first floor of the commercial office building. I decided I wanted to combine a bunch of different materials for this, because after all, modern doesn't always mean just concrete on concrete on concrete. So because it's me, I couldn't really stop myself from at least doing the floors. I don't know about a full interior of the building at least, but the floors just needed to be done. So as I mentioned in the last episode, Somerset will be the capital city in the new nation in Season 2, while Toastopolis is the name of the capital city in this season. And yes, we are ending the season sometime in June, which really does suck. But you know what? It is what it is. In Season 2, more members of the server actually do plan to record. It's almost one step closer to being an SMP. And on top of that, I'm able to invite people who are not part of the nation state's region. So I'm curious which friends of mine will basically accept that and be part of Albatross Season 2. And now the floor for the lobby is done. Over here and over here will basically be bits of the cafe. Oddly enough, this rustic-esque wall almost kind of fits. So I may be doing something completely stupid while I'm waiting for things to smelt. Which of course makes no sense, as I'll be out of range for those things to smelt. As the Nether Highway had to be redone and isn't actually done, I've decided that my subway needs more use, and I'm building railways all the way to Swindon. I also should get more redstone blocks. But my reasoning for this, as opposed to flying, is that in the past, the chunks haven't loaded in completely on time, and in one occasion, I was basically flying into nothingness for like 10 minutes before being really far away from civilization. Like any civilization. So this is mainly security for myself. I know it's a small break from what we were doing in Toastopolis, which, as I mentioned in the last video, I'm renaming the capital city to Toastopolis mainly because the server is ending soon, and I really like the name Somerset, and I want to have that in Season 2. In Season 2, I would like to have an actual subway system that you can travel through. And because my game will be released by the time Season 2 does happen, I can put a lot more focus in there. But to anyone watching these videos, please understand that this is not going to be a Minecraft-centric channel. But I like Minecraft enough that I really wanted to do at least this, you know? I should bring a bed with me. I will take this bed. So yeah, When it comes to the last episode of season 1, I do plan to finish just whatever I can. But this wall, as much as I like it, I really like this wall, I will not, unfortunately, finish it. There's not as much time. But to ensure that this wall does get finished, I will be bringing it back for Season 2. So my goal for the end of Season 1 is to basically finish Ridgewell, as well as do some work as I have been doing on Tostopolis. And then in Season 2, I'm thinking of forgoing the whole modern city that I was doing just to have some difference in Season 2. I may have some modern buildings in one particular town I'm doing, which is going to be based off Hollywood, where I'll have a bunch of different studios and whatnot. But that will basically be it for that. And in the final episode, I will show off the server, what everyone else has done, because I know Zam has done a lot of work on Swindon, and Swindon looks really cool. As for the game that I'm currently making, Fortune Familia, which can be found on Steam, I'm hoping that when it comes to the sequel, I don't run into as many setbacks, because wow, I ran into a lot of them. Now, some things can be attributed to me having a lot on my plate, which, to be fair, was my fault to begin with. I shouldn't have too much of a gap like that. But when it came to other stuff like... I shouldn't actually discuss that. But certain people that helped me with the project, I don't plan to return to for any future game. In one instance, I had commissioned basically art, because I can't draw myself, except for the pixel art. When it comes to the battle stuff, right? I commissioned stuff back in February, and the only reason I got it on time was because after 4 months, I'm like, okay, I had to delay my game because I need this art. Please. What sucks is I had planned to commission this person, who I'm not naming, for future art that I also needed, but because I was dumb enough to not look for other artists in time, I don't know, I had to delay the game. There's a lot. I was overly ambitious for this game, especially since I had no expertise or experience prior. And it shows. But, you know, I've learned a lot, and I plan to bring that to the second game. And even future games. Now, to those waiting for my game, it may be a little frustrating that I've had to delay it so many times. But I'm waiting on a few things, particularly art. You know, it's something I could have prevented, and I'm currently just finishing up the story, really. In general, because this is my first game, and I hope people understand, I underestimated certain aspects, which, believe me, will not happen for the second game. I kind of know now what I should expect. I finally got into Swindon. It took a lot of resources, but I haven't fully connected the track. So I'm going to do that, and then we're going to continue downtown Tostopolis. So back in Tostopolis, I've done a bit of work, especially on the third building we're doing today. Now, before my break, let me show you what I've done. So inside we have, well, I mean, I can probably change these down the road, but we essentially finished up the hallway that leads to the back. Except for this. There we go, now it's done. And yes, that is purposefully left open. I have an idea for that. So the first apartment is going to be the biggest. This much room. It'll probably just be mine. I could have gone with a penthouse suite, but So up these stairs, how I plan to have this is that the remainder of the floors will be split into 2 apartments. The first one is this size. All I need now is basically glass. And the second one is this size. So now the second floor is done. Again, I need windows. I'll do that in a bit. And my plan for this is to only do one more floor before the rooftop, which I'll probably do a little basic. Now it's definitely come to my attention that the new update will be released on the 7th or the 9th. I believe it's one of those two. And today is May 27th. Hi, so it is now June 1st. I have been getting this message and I have been trying my hardest to get onto the server for the past 4 days. I'm now starting to get worried that I can't finish even those buildings that I've been trying to do, and it's so annoying. It's discouraging, and I'm not sure what is going on. I made sure the VPN was off because the VPN has messed with connection, like, on the server in general. My computer has restarted a few times, notably just in case. I don't even think that... Yeah, no, my computer doesn't even need an upgrade. I am hoping that I can get back on the server so I can finish the buildings. After a week and a half, we're back on the server. It took me quite a while to be able to actually get back on the server. I don't know why. I'm gonna show off what I did, and then we're getting into it. I'm not wasting this opportunity. So this is what we have so far. I don't know if I have any more red concrete on me. No. I have 35 netherite ingots though. As I go and heal up... Hello. The elytra, I have a lot of plans. I was meaning to start working on the restaurants right after this, like fast food joints and maybe a couple actual restaurants. So that's still going to be my plan. I'm going to finish up the buildings, move on to that, maybe work on more buildings. But as far as I know, you might see a couple of videos. Why did that jump scare me? Been doing a lot of work on this. Okay. Been doing a lot of work on the ceilings. Well, the ceilings, the roofs of the building. And I'm just putting in glass. I even have a back wall for this building. Okay. And now all the windows are in. Hooray! I do plan to get more sea lanterns, but until then, hey, at least this roof is done. Hooray! I think a few villagers escaped because my gate was left open. Whoops. But the few who didn't are all up here. I think there's like 4 left out of... No, 5 left out of I don't know how many. Well, that's good at least. So, for now, I've gotten us quite a few concrete powder. I have some ideas for buildings and restaurants that I want to basically build. So I feel like this is a good start. And now the cafe's roof is done. So let us get started on finding a spot for the restaurants. So here is my plan. Some of the restaurants will go into this plaza over here. Yes, I've decided to do a plaza, but I plan to have more than just restaurants here. And by restaurants, it's more of an umbrella term because I could have some restaurants and some fast food. But yes, only some will go here. I do plan to spread them out throughout the city though. But yeah, we have a plaza now. So, a tiny update. I now have outlined-ish the fronts of the stores in the plaza. There will be a total of 4. So now it's time to show off what I've done. I've basically finished the buildings. I just need to do the interiors. But yeah, they're mainly concrete, but I wanted a wood roof. Just to differentiate from all the concrete I used, because there's a lot. But yes, we finally have these buildings, and they probably need to be lit up more. I went with this sort of roof because I thought it would be better than just full-on white concrete. It's sort of hit or miss, and yes, I also know this is not completely symmetrical, but in terms of the roof it is, I guess. These will probably be really bad the moment we get the moment we get to nighttime. So I might have to light those up. And then this one over here will be a restaurant. It's also bigger. I have plans for each and every one of these stores. So when we do the interior episode, and by the way, the lifespan of Season 1 has been extended by 2 weeks. At least. Minimum. So that's great. So we'll actually be able to do the interiors, which is fantastic. So now it's time to work on Subway, the restaurant. We might call it something different.
And I do actually plan to get a loom, and I'm pretty sure I have a loom already actually. And actually put up banners. But until then, yeah. Although we are in need of more gravel, so let us take care of that. And unfortunately I died. So now I have to get back and just hope that my things won't respawn, because if so, I've lost a lot. I've lost a lot if I can't get it back. Oh, gravel. I can just come back down here to get more gravel. Okay. Good to know. And back we are in New San Felipe. And I died around this area. Specifically a bridge above the water. Which may or may not be right over here. That is... Oh! Yeah, no, it's definitely over here. Yes, okay, perfect. And I think that's everything. Okay, perfect. Back to what I was doing. I'd say this is good for now. Let's head back. So using my plethora of bricks, and I have a lot of bricks, I have a lot more chests or shulker boxes of bricks, I have an outline of Subway. I am a little skeptical on some design aspects, but I'm hoping it sort of works in the end. This subway, which will probably just be 2 stories at this point, is now almost as tall as the apartment building and half the size of this office building. Oops. So it's been a while. And now everything has windows, including some completely new buildings that one of which is not completely done. But yes, we finally have windows. And over here, we have a subway sign, which is amazing, and that B took way too long. I messed up a few times trying to make this B. So over here, what I plan to have in this area is probably another office building. Yeah, probably that. But over here is a KFC. I would have put a sign up, but I don't feel like moving an entire half of the building 1 block to the left or the right. So oops. And I plan to fix that. But yeah, over here is the drive-thru, where I plan to finish up the window and put that in. And over here will be Tim Hortons. Yes, the Canadian chain, even though it's owned by Americans now. It's not done yet, I'm doing that before we end the video. But Tim Hortons has its own drive-thru that leads right into the street. So while I'm working on this, I had a friend over for a few days. I've known this friend for years, since like grade 7, and it was really fun having him over. And it was also a nice break, basically. I kind of just took those days off. I mean, I couldn't really work on anything. The guy traveled like 7 hours to see me. Also, yes, since there's no reason to really be inside this part of the building, yeah, I'm covering it with dirt. I could, again, use torches, but why not do things the hard way? That's basically me in a nutshell. I really don't want everything to be the same lime green. So, yeah, that's why I'm adding green. Like regular green. And with that... Oh, I missed a couple spots. And up. Hold on. And now, with that, the subway roof is done. So let us finish the roof on... Oh, I'll show you the roof for KFC. Haven't really seen it too much. There we go. That is the roof for KFC. And now we will finish the roof for Tim Hortons. So every building now has a door, and Tim Hortons has a nice roof. And as you saw, I used white stained glass to differentiate the regular windows from takeout, basically. Well, the drive-thru. So my goal now is to basically plan a building over here. This will basically signify the beginning of the town. We'll have 4 nice pillars. Maybe bigger, who knows? No, we'll keep it that size just to save on resources.
And for the sake of why not, red and black pillars. Will this building be ugly? Who knows? But this will be one of the buildings that you actually can't go into. And I didn't build it far enough. I mean, to be fair, I could actually just extend that building. So why not? I have a lot of black and red concrete. I could definitely do that. I've thought about it a little bit more, and it kind of makes no sense to have, the black there. Because you can't enter the building, I plan to have black in the background behind the glass, basically. And then over here, we'll have a nice fake entrance. So now let's start building up. You know, in a way, this kind of looks like a cult building, especially from the front. I still need to add the windows, but this really does look like a really sketchy place that people would meet at. Also, for those wondering, none of this is organized anymore. Oh, there's my white dye. I'm hoping to get more work done before the end of Season 1. I'm glad there was an extension. Ow. Unfortunately, I won't be able to basically cover the entire city. I am running out of time on a bunch of other things, including Season 1. But again, I do plan to do as much as I possibly can. There we go. Let's also finish up here very, very, very quickly with sea lanterns. But yeah, we've done a lot this episode. Probably more progress than other episodes. But yeah, we have Tim Hortons, we have KFC, we finished up the apartment building, kind of the office building, we made a subway. And over here, we have a nice plaza and a random office building that looks like a Scientology building. So the first store is a clothing store. Now, unfortunately, we are sold out of the gold clothing. But over here we basically have outfits, and then we have hats, especially for winter. Some of the store seemed a little empty, so why not more shelving? And admittedly, the floor is a bit too boring for me, so I'm gonna quickly change this up. And this is a lot better. So the next store we're going to be working on will be a game store. A part of me is debating on the color, because these will be where we will display things. But should I actually have blue like this, especially with the wall? Well, I'll decide on that later. Until then, let us make the counter. What is that sound? So apparently I didn't completely light up the bottom of this. Anyway, so there's our counter. And now this looks too carnival-y. Not a fan. I feel like this fits the game's vibe better. Yeah, I'd say this is a lot better as a wall. So welcome to the game store. You basically have games on the shelf. Books got a little expensive, so I just made a lot more paper. And on these shelves over here is where you would have stuff like merchandise. So yeah, now that's 2 stores done. Now I had an idea before I work on that store. What if we make this an ice cream parlor? And here is what we have so far. I think it looks really nice. We have different colors, we have the floor that is definitely ice cream themed. Or at least to me anyway. And now it's time to work on the counter. And now behind the counters, we have a bunch of different ice cream flavors except for chocolate. We've run out of that one, it's very popular. So yeah, I would say that's the ice cream parlor done. So now we have the final store of the plaza. I'm thinking a toy store. So welcome to the toy store. So over here, this will be where toys will be displayed. We have a train of some sort, and a place where you can dispense quarters and get toys. So yes, now all the shops are done, and I don't know what to really put on these tables. So before we begin on Subway, I'd like to announce the results of a couple of polls I'd posted. So I had asked if I should make another Victorian/Georgian town in Season 2. And the majority, pretty much all the votes, said yes. I then asked if I should make an amusement park in Season 2. The majority of you also said yes. So then I asked how often should I upload episodes of Albatross Season 2, which would actually impact the episodes sort of coming out in general from different playthroughs. Now the majority of you said 1 video a month. So my plan is to basically record as much as I can and bring out videos that are definitely over 20 minutes. I'm gonna quickly sleep. Now, the first month may have 2 videos, only because one will basically be the welcome to Season 2 video, exploring and all that other fun jazz. So now, let us work on this subway. This very tall subway. I think we should start with the seating. I think that's pretty good so far. We have our little booths, we have some actual tables. And I went with a bit more line because the walls already have the yellow. And then over here we have basically where sandwiches are prepped. I was thinking of making this 2 stories, but I'm probably just gonna add some light fixtures and then move on. And I'd say that's good. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna clean up these streets a bit, and then we're gonna start the server tour. I do think it is time to finally say goodbye to Season 1. So before we officially begin, unfortunately I'm not going to fix this map. I'm sorry. But I'd like to say goodbye to this amazing storage room. It's been really nice. Goodbye, Mayor's office. I still really like this filing cabinet. Yeah, I didn't barely use this at all. But hey, it was great that it was here. Goodbye, small villager town. And over here, goodbye, trading hall, with the remainder of the villagers who like to stay with the other villagers. Goodbye, experience farm. It was great using you, a lot. In fact, I might use you again before I have to actually go. Yeah, I'ma definitely do that. And we're done. Now let's go. Hello there, Rodrigo. I should have ridden you more, and honestly, I'm going to miss you very, very much. You've been a great horse. And this house, this townhouse, I built, I wouldn't say at the very beginning, because I built my starter house at the very beginning, but it was still really nice to build this empty house. I never really quite moved in, because I mainly used my loft to sleep, and then was never inside here ever after I built it. In fact, the bed in the loft is no longer here. I don't know which bed it is in the area. I really like the flower field. I was inspired. So, even though this is Albatross MC Season 1, this isn't the first instance of the Albatross MC server. And in the last one, I didn't do too much. I joined near the end of the server's lifetime before it updated to this, and I built a nice flower field. So that was the inspiration for me doing it again. I need to eat. As for the park, at the beginning, as you've noticed, there was a tiny hub for the Nether portal. And I wanted to build a nice park. So I did. Honestly, the only things I would have added to it are benches alongside here. Now, I have come here a lot, even if it wasn't on video, to mainly get wool and beef and leather. And mutton, unintentionally. Other than that, that is it, and I will miss this park a lot. Goodbye, pavilion. Goodbye, stable thing. Goodbye. You know what? I've barely been on here. I'm going to be on here now. Hooray! Goodbye, Nether portal. Goodbye, townhouse. Goodbye, wall I never finished. And the subway we will see again. Goodbye, 3-in-1 building. Did I have more plans? In fact, yes. Before I was actually going to build this, the very first building I would have built on this area, would have actually been the restaurant over here, which I never did. Because life happened, and the server wasn't as much of a priority as it could have been. But again, I'm not a Minecraft channel, so I didn't want to post constant Minecraft episodes and constantly be on Minecraft. Over here, I did have a hospital planned. And a police station, apparently. And over here, I had houses, like actual suburban houses planned. And even my own actual house. Well, not actual house in real life, but my Ridgewell house that wasn't the townhouse. I was going to build it over here, have a basement, and then basically sell my townhouse. But I didn't, so I still own it. And so now we leave Toastania. Goodbye, Toastania. Hello, road and chickens and more shulker boxes. I know where I want to visit first. We're gonna go to Jorvik. Hello, Jorvik, that was only a few steps away. I like this town. It's really nice. And Dram had started a pyramid somewhere over here. But I mean, a lot of us haven't really finished certain projects, but it was still a really, really nice, like, large-scale build so far. There's also this castle made out of diorite blocks. It's also pretty nice. I like it. And he had a lot of really nice buildings over here, and my phone got a notification, but we'll ignore that. I also like this house. I've only been in it once, but it was still pretty nice, and I'm almost crashing into it. Oh no. Yeah, I like this. Time to move on. Now, I don't remember what this is called, but it was also really nice. I'm sure we'll see a sign somewhere. Oh, here it is. Tranquil Gardens. Now we have a bridge over here, which I wasn't a fan of this being in the middle of it. It made going over here with Rodrigo kind of awkward. And over here is New San Felipe. I had an apartment that I never actually decorated. And then over here is the museum. Haha. Oh, what skeletal remains? Which adorn this museum are from an ancient beast known as the Talian Scorpion. This creature was a giant hunter. This river valley was once home to hundreds, now they are extinct. Where are the skeletal remains? This ancient suit of armor was worn by a soldier of the civilization which adorned the shores of the riverbank. You can still find the ruins of said civilization on the opposite side of the river. This ancient wind vessel was dug up from the base of the river. Historians believed an ancient city along its banks used these boats. The world was once connected by river trade by these boats. Okay. My favorite. Well, you know what? Oh, okay, sorry, I put away a lot of things. Otherwise, I would have put something here. The spiral staircase. Oh! Those are the skeletal remains. Gotcha. And stone from the End Island. Deep slate ores. And amethyst. Well, this was an awesome museum. Let's go. There was definitely a lot to see in New San Felipe. In fact, I kind of want to see these shops. The Premium Ore Shop had nothing in it. Cylinder Co. was not yet opened and will never be. Goodbye, Cylinder Co. Ooh, Savino Hall. Okay. Over here was Cottage Flowers, another shop. Anything in here? Nope, nothing. What about over here? This is going to be a cafe of sorts. Cakes and bread and all that. And it never was. Now over here we had another pretty nifty build that I don't remember the name of. Hopefully there is a sign. Yes, there is. Carleone. Alright, let's take a closer look at Carleone. Oh, here we go. Haha. Yeah, this is pretty grand. B? Okay. I liked it, though. This was really nice. And away! Then we had this communication tower. I don't remember. Is there a sign? Maybe. I don't see a sign, but I will now call it the Dublin Spire. But also the Eiffel Tower at the same time. The Eiffel Spire. And over here we had Bournemouth. I like this house. I've been in here, specifically this house, a few times. Mainly while I was exploring and going from the starter town to Tostania. I don't think there was really anything else in Bournemouth. Nope, just road. Let us turn back. Actually, let us turn this way. I believe Sassel Crossing is this way. Yeah, somewhere over here. And here we have Sassel Crossing. Or Sassel Crossing? It's nice to see this place developing over the course of, well, I wouldn't say the season, because this wasn't really on camera much. But when I first came here, there was not really much. I didn't even know this place had a name for a while. But it's nice to see, like, how this place developed. This place is pretty. I just don't know what it's called. Goodbye, place. Oh, it had a train station. Oh wait, no, we're stopping here now. Oh, thanks, leg. Cool. Does this place have a name? No, it didn't really even have a nether portal. But it was really nice looking. I like it. And what is this place? This is not New Village. Yeah, I don't know what this place is. Well, goodbye. And we have another interesting looking place that I don't know what it is. Oh, over here is New Village. Well, it's been forever since I've been here. Now, this Pokemon gym was supposed to be, as one knows, a sort of transportation. However, I gave up on the idea quickly and never took it down. And here we have my old house from the very, very, very beginning. This house that I don't think I ever planted anything up here. Whoops, hello sheep. I did make occasional trips throughout the season. I just don't think I really showed them on camera. Yeah, my living room, my kitchen, more of a dining room it was supposed to be. Never really finished furnishing this place though. Then we have upstairs where this was supposed to be like the master bedroom where I moved the bed somewhere else. We had what was going to be the bathroom over here. Up here was supposed to be another bedroom or an office of some sorts. And then we had up here which was the rooftop. Which honestly is a really nice view of the town. And here is an aerial view of New Village. Still really nice. Surprisingly developed. Enough so with a train station that would have been derailed and crashed into all the shops. A little unfinished mansion thing over here. And then I believe somewhere over here was Cylinder Co. The actual Cylinder Co. and not one of its subsidiaries or whatever. Not one of its branches. I found it. I was starting to go the wrong way. But yeah, we have Cylinder Co. Created by the owner, Zam. Oh. Oof. Yeah. This was a large build. I remember when he started this. I remember coming over while he was actually building this part and tricking zombies into attacking him. We have the little personal area over here with a... don't know if this would be more finished. Maybe, who knows? But there was a lot to this map. And over here was the little villager trading area he had set up with a lot of villagers. And then over here was Swindon. I don't know what this building was supposed to be. Presumably another house. Probably. But let's check out Swindon. Now, Zam was on here a lot. In fact, way more than I was. So over here we had Town Hall, City Hall, and Museum. Maybe there's a sign. City Hall. With the full map of Swindon, which was enormous. And maybe updated often. In fact, you can actually see my little vacation house right there. Unfortunately, the season's ending. And even though I said I was, I'm not going to finish the house. I'm going to take a tiny break from Minecraft before Season 2 starts, so I'm not burnt out. And by that I mean burnt out from doing this and a bunch of other things. And then we have the streets of Swindon, including the EXP farm over here. Okay, it wasn't really an EXP farm, I don't think. It was definitely a material farm of some sort. Also, then we have the big Cylinder Co. office building. And I believe Zam had a penthouse at the very top, maybe? I don't remember. I don't think so. I think it was just down here, which I'm not going to crash. Or try not to. Hopefully there was a bed over here. Okay, this was not the apartment building. Or at least the apartment that he was in. I think it was the penthouse, like, at the very top. But I don't remember. Or maybe it was the building up there. Yeah, it was. It was. Gonna get me some sleep. With a skeleton nearby? Where is the skeleton? Like, which room is the skeleton in? I'm now genuinely curious. Oh, it's above me. Somewhere. Oh! Okay. Then we had little apartments down here. I did have one of them, and of course, never actually bothered decorating it. And then we had Zam's house over here. I'll show you from the very bottom. We're going through the horse garage, which I've dubbed it that because, I mean, what else would you do? Drive cars? Okay, I don't remember this being finished. This was really nice. Okay. Little basketball court over here. Upstairs we have a living room. Cool. I like this. This was a nice feature. And then we have a little rec... Oh no. Yeah, I say rec room because this is a pool table. Slash kitchen. Slash dining room or slash more living room. A nice view of a city. And then up here, I think we just had the bedroom. So now it's time to say goodbye to this city as well. Goodbye, Swindon. Let us head to the train station, our final stop. I believe it's over here. Oh, also there are some pretty neat buildings over here. I think a museum was also over here as well. And I'm mainly curious about one thing. Oh no! My ride! It's not here! No! Goodbye, unfinished vacation house. I did have plans to finish you, but alas, they were not realized. Goodbye, cool houses, and shops and whatever. And hello, Museum of Art and History. Not really much in here. Oh, here we go. Ah, my skull is on fire. Ah, yes, my favorite. Pull my finger. Okay. Yeah. Wandering. King Piggy. Pablito. Withering. Walking Man. Oh, my favorite. And many more. Was there anything up here, though? No. Well, let's head back home. And remember the times we had. Hello, hello, hello. This is I, a piece of toast in a suit, and welcome to Minecraft, specifically a private server with myself and other friends.
I made a farm for myself. Just mainly wheat.
So, for one, we have a massive pathway that goes really far. Also, I've been placing these here as pillars for basically the Skytram. I quickly got a couple of things, mainly for terraforming and whatnot. So, as you can see here, there's going to be fields, and the first town is going to be called Ridgewell. It's sort of like a rural sort of farm town. Like, what if we have something here? What if we have something here? I'm going to move the flag up here. And as I go to make a map, Brendo has spawned a warden. Or brought a warden to my town hall. Oh no. This is my pet. Does your pet have a name? Mr. Booby, of course. Your pet is great. What are you doing with that sword? What are you doing? Okay. No longer holding the sword. So far, everything is going good. Although I don't have brick slabs. So I guess I spoke too soon. I wonder if this even looks good. I'll find out in a bit. I hope so. Okay, so I extended the bar a bit. And because this will just be a post office, it's just going to be a tiny building that's connected, like full-on connected to this building. So maybe I'll do a similar style for the post office. Maybe. I'm hoping this design works. There's only one way to find out. Well, it's more of a district. It was going to be its own little town, but now it's a district called Bedwick. So, yes, I actually had a lot of footage. If I can actually find it, I will replace this clip. If not, then you know it's lost forever. And now what will be the final floor? Because otherwise I'm going to need more glass. I actually should not destroy that piece of glass. Nope. Wait. Nope. There we go. Bye. Have fun. I told you I'd see you again. Subway station. And we are back. Well, that was a fun server tour. I will see you again next season. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And until next time, take care. Goodbye.